Good afternoon and welcome to the Village Green right here on campus at UNSW for NPL Women's Football. Two teams in equal need of a win for 2024, both with just one to their name this season. A hotly contested 90 awaits as UNSW FC host the Northwest Sydney Spirit right here on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. Will Constantinides on commentary for you this afternoon, and it's a pleasure to be bringing you live action right here. It's great conditions for football, nice calm 20 degrees, which will cool down as the sun continues to set right behind us in the Moya Dodd stand up here in our commentary position. Getting straight into the team news without any further delay, starting first with the hosts, UNSW. They've gone 5 games without a win, which has included 4 losses in a row. The newly promoted side in real need of an important 3 points, not just for this competition, but for the club championship as well, which is how we determine relegation in the NPL women's competition. 2-1 loss right here last week to Manly, and Pat McCann makes just the one change. Sonia Murphy drops out in place of Cassandra Christopher. As for the rest of their starting 11, it goes like this. In goal is number 21, Alexandra Hinson. Number 4, their top goal scorer, Alira Toby. Number 5, Leah Puxty. Number 7, Amanda Levaskovich. Number 11, Marcela Santos. Number 14, Jess Mullins. Number 15, Sabine Montenegro. Number 25, Alessia Dalpayne. Number 33, Margot Montegut. Number 88, Sarah Moore. And the new inclusion is number 20, Cassandra Christopher. As for the visitors, NWS Spirit, last season's semi-finalists have had what to them would feel like a frustrating start. The most draws in the competition, with 5 draws from their first 7 games, has them sitting in 8th as they come into this game here this afternoon. They got their first win of the season last week in front of a raucous home crowd against the Bulls FC Academy, and they'll want to use that as a springboard into today's game and beyond. Tony Candy makes just the one change to his young side, with Claire Holder dropping to the bench in place of last week's winning goal scorer, Sienna Hawkins. The rest of the starting 11 is number 1 in goal, Mia Namoto. Number 3, Erin Pridmore. Number 7, Kai Buchanan. Number 12, Erin Tavares. Number 13, Morgan Roberts. Number 15, Savannah Murray. Number 16, Kayla Osborne. Number 18, Natalie Kasha. Number 48, Nikita Fazari. Number 53, Ruby Sullivan. And number 34, the new inclusion, Sienna Hawkins. As the Spirit get us underway there in their away strip this afternoon in the blue and black and cyan trim, with UNSW in there black and yellow. As Pridmore looks to feed between the lines, here's Tavares, a bit of room to turn, and immediately looks for the run of Kayla Osborne in behind. Good chance early here for the Spirit, and Osborne just running out of room as she got to the byline. Of course, a bit of adjusting to do for the Spirit, maybe, who aren't as accustomed to playing on this pitch with the rugby union markings as much as UNSW FC are. Of course, the white football markings are the ones we're using today. You can see the in-goal area. UNSW playing out from the back. Here's Hinson. He's dropped short to her by Puxty, who got her first goal of the season last week in spectacular fashion, did Leah Puxty. As UNSW almost turn it over. Alira Toby dropping deep into a much deeper role than fans of the A-League Women's might have seen her play. Of course, traditionally more of a striker. That's where she played for the Brisbane Roar, Sydney FC and Canberra United. She's good with the ball at her feet as well as Alira Toby, and underlies what strength she might have in midfield as Murray drifts inwards, searching for options. Finds one in Kai Buchanan. Lovely ball around the corner for Morgan Roberts. Another good opportunity here for the Spirit. Dealt with at the first attempt, but it's back to Roberts. Tries to go around Dalpayne, but Spirit will take the corner. Exactly the bright start that the visitors would have wanted. Only a couple of minutes in, and they've already made some early ventures into the attacking third. As mentioned at the top of the broadcast, it cannot be stressed enough how important a win is for these two teams this afternoon, especially when you look at their form coming into this game. First set piece of the game goes the way of the visitors. Floated delivery, and that won't trouble Hinson or the UNSW defence, as they'll reset with the goal kick. Of course, as UNSW, the newly promoted side, it's the first meeting between these two teams in this competition. UNSW, who took the League One women's competition by storm last season, finished top of the ladder and undefeated, as they might have to deal with something here. Toby, I think, got the slightest of touches on that pass to divert it away from the run of Kayla Osborne. Again, Spirit's press is set nice and high, and they're looking to win the ball in key areas high up the pitch. And so far, it's working exactly as intended. Here's Pridmore. Looks for the crossfield switch, but it's immediately cut out. Montagut was looking immediately forward for Sarah Moore, but it was intercepted by Northwest Sydney Spirit as Murray coughs it up. Now UNSW can try again. Levaskovic was making that run in behind. Really end-to-end stuff both sides, not wasting any time getting forward. You can see UNSW's intent is clear. Stick players in key defensive positions, try and intercept and break forward without any time to waste. Spirit opting for a more patient approach in possession is Murray. Now Pridmore. Back to Namoto. Attack breaks down. Puxty able to bring it under her control. Montenegro has ghosted in behind, but she's well tracked by Kaya Buchanan, and that's good defending by the Spirit centre back. Saw her all the way as Kasha looks to release Roberts in behind, who has stayed on side. This is a good opportunity for Spirit. Roberts bearing down on goal, unselfishly cutting it back. And Kayla Osborne, who was sliding through at the back post, a tight angle to try and make the finish work, but more danger signs for this UNSW defence, and plenty of causes for optimism for the Spirit, and that's certainly the best chance of the game. And a big chance already, barely 5 minutes gone here at the Village Green. Fazari has come across to take. Spirit trying to pile on the pressure, puts it right on Hinson's goal, but that's catching practice for the UNSW custodian. Again, ball coughed up in a key area as Sienna Hawkins trying to pressure the UNSW defence. Again, the Spirit press is continuing to cause problems, and Hawkins certainly hungry for her second goal of the season. As mentioned, she scored her first last week, as now UNSW try and come the other way. In the box was Levaskovic, but Murray was there to see away any danger. And just on that game for Spirit last week, it was a massive win for them. Not just because it was their first win of the season, but the atmosphere of that game was electric. They had all their juniors down there and made for a really loud home crowd, and it's great to see the connection that they have with their juniors and their fans. And when Sienna Hawkins scored that winner, the noise on the highlights was certainly very loud, as Montagu got up for the corner. Christopher puts it on Namoto, who can palm it away. And now Spirit can break on the counter. Roberts has picked it up in a good area. Here is Hawkins. Waits for some support to arrive. And took the gamble on the run of Morgan Roberts, but there was Hinson there to mop it up defensively. And we've spoken already about Spirit's first win of the season. That one came last week. For UNSW, their first win came 6 games ago. They haven't picked one up since, as Hawkins is surely offside. And that win for UNSW came against the emerging Jets. It was a 5-0 win right here at the Village Green. They had 5 different scorers on that day. Still in search of their second. Santos turns the corner. Moore tries from distance, but that didn't have Namoto particularly worried. Certainly a bit of a teething process for UNSW since they've come up from League One Women's. As mentioned, they were undefeated all of last season in League One, en route to the Premiership. They did lose in the semi-final, though, against St. George. Their first and only loss of the League One women's season, coming at the all-important time of a semi-final. As Murray thought she spotted Tavares between the lines. Instead, it's UNSW who come the other way. Here's Moore. Has spotted Levaskovic. Getting down the wing. Floated delivery to the back post. Montenegro is able to track it down. Thought momentarily about the shot, but decided against it. Now, Alira Toby can strike them and will test Nemoto. But it's a test that Nemoto is equal to. Mia Nemoto, the Japanese goalkeeper in her second season with the Spirit. Her and Katie Offer shared that position at times last season as UNSW. Good opportunity for them here as well dealt with by the Spirit defence. Battle in midfield, and it's UNSW who come the other way. Sarah Moore didn't see who was coming around the back as that's come off the referee. It will be Spirit ball. And you can see, despite the Spirit's chances getting forward, the UNSW aren't shy in getting high up the park themselves. This front two of Marcela Santos, who's on the ball right now, and can feed in Levaskovic, who's gotten between the Spirit defenders. Still with Santos. Takes a wicked deflection. Nemoto rushes out and gets to the ground quickly and claims with two hands. Tavares. Lovely turn in midfield. And has spotted the run of Kayla Osborne in a foot race to get there. Christopher, the new inclusion after coming off the bench last week, sees it over the sideline quite easily. Whilst the Spirit are looking for their second win of the season, they're looking for their first away win of the season as well, and perhaps fitting with all the draws they've had this year. In their 3 away games played this season, they've had 3 draws. And certainly there are signs of positivity in each of their performances, despite the fact they are sitting in 8th. As mentioned, a bit of a drop-off from last season where they finished 3rd. There's more than enough quality in this side to do some damage, as we've seen this afternoon. Hawkins picked it up early and quickly got rid of it as Levaskovic closed her down. Toby in midfield. UNSW playing between the lines. Good touch by Moore to Levaskovic. He's looking for the crossfield switcher. Might still get there for Santos and UNSW. Santos couldn't get around the young Ruby Sullivan. There's the experienced Aaron Pridmore. Christopher cutting it back with Moore. Dispossessed, but it comes back to Toby. No way through for UNSW. Still alive for them, though. And it's just Mullins getting well forward, but that attack breaks down for the hosts. Again, just back and forth between the two teams right now in Spirit's defensive third. They'll want to try and get it out of here. Sullivan is closed down. Well intercepted, though, by Margot Montegut. Puxty with Mullins. UNSW lose it, and Spirit start racing away. Osborne. Numbers arriving in support. Finds safety in Murray. Now Prinmore. Fazari. Lovely turn to beat one. Tries to get around the second defender but can't. Montegut was there to make the tackle. Moore can't beat Erin Pridmore there. The experience and leadership of Erin Pridmore so important to this young Spirit side. Plenty of players that have come through their academy in recent years, and players as young as 14 and 15 in their first grade side. Always important to have players like Pridmore and Morgan Roberts who are experienced and effective at this level to lead this side. Santos. Toby has to be quick and finds a path through. And that shot won't worry Namoto, but good play initially there by Alira Toby. Found the tight space between two defenders. Kaya Buchanan thought about going forward, but decided to play the simple pass to Sullivan instead. Here she is again, Buchanan. Kasha has to be quick, and was. It's still with Morgan Roberts and the Spirit. Now Fazari. Lovely link-up play by the Spirit. Roberts, another chance in on goal for the Spirit. But well held and well saved by Alexandra Hinson. Aside from their second win, of course, it would be a second clean sheet that's UNSW are after as well. It was a 5-0 win against the Emerging Jets. This is good build-up by the hosts. Here's Marcelo Santos. Continuing the run is Levaskovic. Cross comes in, takes a deflection, and Namoto can't save it. First corner of the game for UNSW. Chance to make something work from the set piece. They got the short option as well with Sabine Montenegro, who picks up the ball here. Puxty turns and her and Montenegro exchange passes. Decide to recycle with Toby. Very patient approach, opted there by UNSW, not crossing the ball into the area, instead going all the way back to their keeper from the corner. And now they go forward, but no one's on the end of that pass except for the Spirit right back, Ruby Sullivan. Christopher goes up, wins the header at the first and second attempt, able to come down with Sarah Moore. Good touch by Fazari, but she's muscled off the ball by Puxty. Now she has it back, Fazari. All ends with a throw-in for Ruby Sullivan and the Northwest Sydney Spirit. Sullivan, who made her debut last season in the semi-final against the MacArthur Rams. What a time to make your debut in a massive match like that, and she really stepped up to the occasion. Since then, she's been a mainstay of this Spirit first grade side. Just 14 years of age, Ruby Sullivan played in the Spirit under-14s team last season and their under-15s mixed team as well. As Roberts tracking back to do her defensive duties. Just goes to show the amount of talent that Spirit have coming through their junior sides at the moment. It's on full display in this young first grade team. Levaskovic tried to flick it on for Christopher. It's back with her now, Levaskovic. Turns, comes out the other way. Now Mullins. Moore able to turn the corner. And Murray gets rid of that. Will be a UNSW throw. And so just under 20 minutes gone here at the Village Green. No score, but it's been certainly an entertaining start to this game with chances going both ways. Spirit have probably had the better of the two. But UNSW have looked just as likely with a few half chances falling their way as well. Montegut exchanging passes at the back with Puxty. And Moore, who has great close control in these types of areas. Christopher has spotted Levaskovic, who gets there first. UNSW looking for potentially a crossing opportunity here. As Levaskovic sizes up Pridmore. Beats her, felt that she was tripped, appeals to the assistant on the near side, but nothing doing there for UNSW. Good patience by the Spirit to play out, and they might be rewarded for it here if they can get the ball into the midfield quickly. UNSW slow them down momentarily, and Mullins is there to intercept. Fazari has two hands on her, and that'll be an easy call for the official. That foul going on Sabine Montenegro. Montenegro, formerly of Bankstown City, played a lot of games for them last season in both reserve and first grade. 42 appearances in all competitions, so someone that you can certainly rely on for UNSW, as Bankstown were relegated at the end of last season, and in their place up came UNSW. Spirit happy to let UNSW take it out from the back, as Mullins has no one near her. Plays the 1-2 and immediately looks forward. Levaskovic was the intended target. UNSW do win it back though. Santos able to get around Ruby Sullivan, and here's Levaskovic. Great challenge by Kai Buchanan. The referee says it was all ball, and she needed to time that to perfection. Spirit defensive midfielder Kai Buchanan, who we've seen play in the back line in the past. Kai Buchanan, of course, part of a very talented family. Her sister Ella Buchanan made her debut in the A-League Women's for the Western Sydney Wanderers not that long ago, and even got a goal to her name as well, despite only playing a couple of appearances towards the back end of the season. And her sister as well, Tamsin Buchanan, also part of this Spirit setup, was playing in reserve grade earlier today. And now this might be a advantageous position for the Spirit to try and pin UNSW into the corner. But they do get out. Still with Pridmore though. Good hold-up play by Roberts. Pridmore has spotted Tavares, who has turned in the half space between the lines here. Well won back by Sarah Moore. Intercepted by Natalie Kasher as well, who is one of these versatile Spirit players, much like Kai Buchanan, who playing in midfield today, but has played in the back also. Hawkins coughs up possession. Santos read that pass. And still Spirit maintain their chokehold on possession that they've had in this first half. Looking to try and make it count on the scoreboard with over 20 minutes remaining in this first half. Kasha combining with Murray. And a familiar position for Erin Pridmore and the Spirit. Controlled possession on the halfway line. Spotted the ambitious long field switch, and it's come off for Fazari, He snuck her way in behind the UNSW defence and looks to pick out Kayla Osborne, who again just runs out of room on that goal line. But you can see Spirit looking for that crossfield switch over and behind the UNSW defensive line. As we might just take this opportunity to update you around the grounds on plenty of our NPL women's games that have kicked off at 5 p.m. It's Manly who are up 1-0 against Sydney Olympic. Sydney Olympic who have had a bright start to this season as Sydney Uni, 7 minutes in, are up 1-0 against Apia. And MacArthur Rams and Blacktown Spartans currently locked at 1-1, 25 minutes gone. Spartans, I think, have just scored as well, so that'll go up to 2-1 there. We stay with play here. No goals, but plenty of chances either way. It will be a UNSW corner. Spirit. This one goes towards the penalty spot. Roberts able to win the header, but can't direct it goalwards. Plenty of contact in the box, and I think it was Erin Pridmore a bit too enthusiastic in the back there. Levaskovic on the counter, still with it, Levaskovic, and is brought down. Beat Kasha, and Murray came in with the hip and shoulder, and this will be a good opportunity for UNSW. Levaskovic, who's taking her time getting up. It was a heavy challenge on her. Three in the wall for Namoto and the Spirit as they look to defend this one, as the sun is well and truly set now. The lights coming on here at the Village Green. It'll be Alira Toby to take this. Certainly have to predict that there'll be players waiting at the back post from this type of range. Toby goes along the ground, top of the box. Something from the training ground perhaps for Sabine Montenegro. And they got the shot they wanted. But couldn't direct it on target. And so Sabine Montenegro, who had just the one goal to her name for Bankstown last season, still looking for a first in UNSW colours. As Toby has picked it up and found Levaskovic, deflected off Pridmore. Savannah Murray able to see it away from danger, but it's quickly lost. Montenegro again goes to the centre of the park and tried to play in Alira Toby. Spirits turn to counter. Buchanan. Roberts able to bring possession under her control. Important touch by Hawkins. It's here with Kayla Osborne. Chance for her to maybe get a shot on goal. We've seen her run over the byline a couple times recently, but just too many UNSW players in the way for her and this team. Substitution is coming for UNSW. It'll be Alessia Dalpayne, the left fullback. It's like she's maybe taken a knock or something of that nature. We'll get confirmation on the replacement in just a moment. Here's Kasha. And Murray. Has found Tavares in midfield. Lovely skill by Aaron Tavares. Got away from 3 UNSW defenders like they weren't there. Now Hawkins with Osborne, who's looked lively on this wing. Tries to turn Christopher, who isn't falling for it. Murray plays Erin Pridmore. And so it is Tiana Petkovsky, who's the player who's come on. And so a left fullback off for a striker for UNSW. Very attacking change in mind, and as mentioned, there is cause for optimism in this UNSW attack. They have had their chances going forward. And Petkovsky, who did score as one of those 5 players in that win against the emerging Jets, will be hoping that she can score in a win this afternoon. Santos has good eyes for the switch, but it's far too close to Savannah Murray. Industrious work in midfield by UNSW, and Montagut can take it forward. Crossing for Levaskovic. Again, Spirit see it away. They've been hard to break down defensively. Santos trying to dart between defenders. Still with UNSW and Sarah Moore. Montagut, and that won't trouble Nemoto again, but in this last 10 minutes or so, UNSW have really found their footing in this game. The opening 20 minutes were dominated by the Spirit in terms of possession and chances, but since then, the hosts and the newly promoted side have really found their rhythm in this game. Still, no one has made the breakthrough between either of these sides. Nemoto is looking for Sienna Hawkins up top. Now Marcela Santos. Sullivan has the pace to break forward down the wing, and Sienna Hawkins is in hot pursuit of this ball. Hinson playing sweeper keeper. Means her defense don't have to worry. And just on how good Spirit could be defensively. Last season they were the 6th best team in terms of least goals conceded. And they did pick up a 0-0 draw against MacArthur Rams away earlier this year, and it's rare that teams go to Linwood Park and walk away with a clean sheet. It's actually the first time an away side has kept a clean sheet at Linwood since June of 2022. So almost 2 years since a team was able to achieve that feat, and the Spirit did it not that long ago. And when you look at how good the MacArthur Rams have been this season, it's certainly a massive achievement. But again, it underlies some of their frustrations with those 5 draws in these opening 7 games. Buchanan. Seeing Morgan Roberts. The UNSW defense are tracking well. Buchanan is momentarily held up, and referee just signalling for advantage, noting that Buchanan had been fouled. Tavares saw Mullins pressuring her, and with Buchanan. Good pressing by Montagut, and UNSW will take possession once more. Buchanan has Savannah Murray out on this wing in plenty of space to find her. Pass just slightly behind Murray, which slowed down the attack momentarily. Again, as we've seen throughout this game, Spirit are in no rush to get the ball forward, looking for their midfielders between the lines. The likes of Aaron Tavares and Natalie Kasher, who have looked good in those areas. They'll have to defend here, though, as Montenegro comes forward. Half shot, half cross is Deflected into the hands of Namoto. Kasha. Morgan Roberts is being left in a lot of space out there on the far side in that right wing position, but so far Leah Puxty and this UNSW defence are doing well to keep her in check. Murray. Alira Toby this time doing her defensive duties. Throw in for the Spirit, deep in attacking territory. Again, that crossfield switch is broken down, but it's only momentarily for Zari. There, plenty of ball on that challenge, but early impact there from Tiana Petkovsky. She had great balance and control to keep the ball so close to her at full sprint and tried to slalom her way between the Spirit defense. If that challenge was any later, it would have been a penalty, but it was timed to perfection. Now here's Sarah Moore. Shakes the first defender and cutting it back. Players queuing up in the box. Petkovsky's touch takes it behind her. Toby strikes from range. And again, Moto able to see it over the other side of the post. Here at the Village Green as Kayla Osborne looks to open things up down the wing. Osborne to Hawkins. Sienna Hawkins tries to get onto her right foot for the chance to shoot, but that one breaks down again. Santos dropping it for Levaskovic, and UNSW keeping possession as the commentators curse strikes and Spirit defense able to win it back. Montegut flicks it forward for Moore, who beats Ruby Sullivan to it. Sarah Moore trying to win it back. Good to see Sarah Moore back in this competition. Long-time fans of the NPL Women's might recognise her from a one-season stint with Apia and many seasons with the young emerging Jets. Certainly a very skillful player on the ball. Can take players on, as we've seen this afternoon, is Sarah Moore. And this might be the first booking of the game, and it is. Natalie Kasher picks up the yellow card for the professional foul on the counter-attack. Marcela Santos on the receiving end of that challenge, and she's come off a little worse for wear here. Now Mullins. Christopher puts it into the box, but no one near it for UNSW. Puxty has picked it up with space. Looking for Petkovsky. Turning and twisting between the NWS Spirit defense. Now with Santos. Again, just no room to shoot for UNSW. Santos tries to charge her way through and does so.
Well done, well done.
Another good challenge by Kaya Buchanan. Levaskovic puts it back into the mix. Spirit continue to be resolute in their defense. Another cross is blocked away, that one by Levaskovic. Osborne doesn't have much room to work with, so instead goes to Savannah Murray. Sabine Montenegro, who's dropped to left back now after the introduction of Tiana Petkovsky. Had to force Pat McCann into a bit of a reshuffle. Here is Moore. Now with Petkovsky. Beats the first defender, is dragged down, and UNSW will get a corner. Or a free kick, rather. And this one's certainly in an interesting position. 25 or so yards away from goal. Would take something quite special to beat Nomoto from this type of range. And it's wide enough that Alira Toby and UNSW can think about the cross as well. As that's what she does, looking for the cross. Levaskovic has the height to win the header. There's certainly plenty of taller players in this UNSW lineup that they can aim for in these types of positions. Levaskovic and Santos, the two main targets up front. Toby along the ground into the feet of Santos. A splitting pass. Santos. Shot is blocked. Another wave of attack. UNSW continuing to build pressure. Santos wins the foot race and beats Murray. Beats another defender, this time Osborne. Puxty. Gets Montenegro free on the wing, but pass just a little too far away from her. As a promising attack comes to an end for the hosts. And so as we tick down towards half-time, it's been an even half, even if both sides have had their phases in the game in which they've dominated a little more than the other. For UNSW, it's been the last 15-20 minutes. For Spirit, it was how good these two sides have been defensively this afternoon. That first goal will prove to be absolutely vital. Osborne has come inwards, but got it tangled up in her feet. As Montegut plays Marcela Santos, who wanted the back heel, decided against it though. Toby, touch was loose, and Osborne can break through for Spirit. Roberts Now with Hawkins and no advantage accruing to Spirit, it will be a free kick. I don't think we'll have all that much added time here in the first half. Haven't been too many stoppages aside from the one substitution that UNSW made with Alessia Dalpayne coming off for Tiana Petkovski. And it'll be 2 in the wall for Hinson. Some way out for Spirit here. And Savannah Murray has lined up. Floats it in. Numbers getting forward for Spirit. And it was offside. I think it was Morgan Roberts who got on the end of the header. Erin Pridmore was in the mix as well, but there were players bursting forward there for the Spirit. Offside flag coming to the aid of UNSW though. Hinson. Now Mullins. Well worked around the back by UNSW. Levaskovic. And now Christopher has got well forward here. In an overlapping position, they've gone from the back to the front here. Santos shoots as Tiana Petkovski was trying to get on the end of that one, trying to get a toe in onto the ball that would have directed it back goalwards. But a free-flowing move that started from the back by UNSW. It was Hinson and Mullins who had possession off the goal kick, and the overlapping run of Cassandra Christopher is what gave them the numbers advantage on this right wing. Pridmore and Osborne. Intercepted by Moore. Here is Tiana Petkovski, the substitute. Rides the first challenge and the second. It's given up though. She's strong in the challenge. Tiana Petkovski has those slightly fresher legs than everyone else. She came on around the 25-minute mark. Here she is again. Petkovski tries to take Murray inside. Montega. Santos trying to create the room to shoot. And that one was on target, and it called into question Miyamoto. She got 2 hands up to it, and again, Spirit really struggling to get sustained possession in midfield and in the attacking half. It's all UNSW who look to finish this half with a flurry. Santos now. And UNSW have numbers. Strong challenge by Pridmore. And that'll be the last action of the half. A tight half. And it ends scoreless here at the Village Green. UNSW 0, Northwest Sydney Spirit 0. Will Constantinides on commentary for you in the first half. We'll see you back soon for the second 45. Welcome back to the second half here for the Village Green. It's still UNSW 0, Northwest Sydney Spirit 0 as we're getting set for the second half of action. It was a tight and hotly contested first half with chances going either way, but neither side able to find the back of the net just yet. But things might change a little in this half, as already looking at UNSW, they've made one change out of the break with Chloe Smith coming on. We'll have to do some subtraction here to figure out who the player that came off was. As for Northwest Sydney Spirit, they look unchanged as we kick off in the second half here. Will Constantinidis with you for the rest of this game as both teams look for that all-important first goal, which, given the nature of how this game has been and how tight it's been between these two teams, that first goal will prove to be vital. Kasha able to run the other way with it. Roberts skips away on the synthetic pitch for her. So it looks like it's Margot Montagut, the player that came off for UNSW. She was in midfield. And another reshuffle by UNSW. We'll get to which players have ended up in which positions in a moment as they're on the attack here. Tiana Petkovsky, the first substitute in. Able to use her speed. She won a foul in the key area before. And UNSW trying to start this second half in a similar fashion to the way they finished the first, with chances and opportunities on goal. All about making it count and putting one in the back of the net while they have their dominance. Spirit will have that good start they had to this game in the back of their mind. They were unable to capitalise, which has meant the score is as we started, as we get into this game. As great ball over the top for Levaskovic. Can bring it down under her control, but just a little bit off balance as she tried to strike there. And so while we have a bit of a moment, we'll quickly run you through the remaining players on both benches. For UNSW, they've of course already used Chloe Smith and Tiana Petkovsky. Also available is Jasmine Maguire, Karina Medaglia, Grace Gilhawley and Maria Rumeliotis. As for Spirit, they have Claire Holder, who started last week, Victoria Martin, Katie Offer, the backup goalkeeper, Juliet Harris and Charlotte Finnerty. Here's Kayla. He tried to turn, so just on that reshuffle that UNSW have gone through, Petkovsky, who came on up top, has now shifted out wide as Chloe Smith is now the sole striker. And Marcela Santos, who was previously part of the front line, has dropped into midfield, which was where the substituted Montagut was playing. Down, it's now with Alira Toby. Reverse ball forward, cut out by Kai Buchanan. And Kayla Osborne, who has the vision and will send the ball right forward. In comes the cross. Hawkins can't direct it goalwards. Osborne tries and it'll roll away for the grateful Hinson. Now UNSW doing a bit of play around the back, very similar to what Spirit had in the first half, as Murray can't beat Christopher to it. Levaskovic, floated ball into the box, not cleared at the first attempt. Santos gets the opener for UNSW. And their pressure finally pays off. Marcela Santos was quick on the deflection and put it into the back of the net. Gets her second goal of the season. her first since round 5, and another one to the tally to the player who scored 21 goals in 24 starts last season in League One Women's. And it's a much-needed goal for UNSW. And so the hosts take the lead, and based on how they've been playing in these opening 5 minutes of this half, certainly seems to have done the trick. That time she had the attacker's instincts in getting forward. She seems to be playing just off the striker, as now UNSW have to be careful not to get too carried away. Flag has stayed down for Morgan Roberts in the Spirit. Cannons off Sabine Montenegro, who's not pleased with the assistant on the near side. Led 1-0 last week against Manly, although they did end up losing 2-1. It was Leah Puxley who scored in the 8th minute. This time they take the lead a bit later in the game, but still plenty of work to do with 40 minutes remaining in this half. As Fazari to whip this one in. Towards the back stick it goes. Hinson punches for clearance. Still not away just yet. And again, too much contact in the box for the official, as UNSW can breathe a bit of a sigh of relief and play out from the back. Here's Smith. Toby. And Mullins. There's Santos, the goal scorer, dropping deep. You can see how deep as well Lyra Toby is. UNSW's top goal scorer sitting in the back line right now, opting to try and control possession in a deeper area. Pridmore. And Petkovsky felt that she was being dragged back by Ruby Sullivan. Fazari creates a bit of space, but whatever space she had is shut down by Alira Toby. And that cannon's off the back of the referee, and it'll stay with UNSW. Important that the hosts really kick on here and take advantage of the pressure they have really built in this second half and the latter stages of the first half. Santos with Mullins. Toby flicks it over the top. Chloe Smith is interested, but quick off her line was Mio Nomoto. Miscommunication at the back by Spirit, and that'll mean UNSW able to really continue their assault on this goal. Levaskovic. Toby brings it down. Spotted the crossfield switch as Christopher just ran out of legs to get there. Ambitious pass, but just shows the confidence that UNSW are playing with right now. Turning in midfield is Sarah Moore. Marcela Santos. Toby. Patience from UNSW. Puxy, who scored one last week. That one sails away from goal. Again, Spirit just not able to get it out of their half right now. It's UNSW's turn to press them high up the pitch. Toby. One-touch football in midfield by UNSW, but they lose it. Fazari. Spirit momentarily had an advantage and space up the pitch, but this UNSW defense continuing to remain on high alert. Osborne looking to make the difference. Morgan Roberts had drifted inwards towards the edge of the area as Osborne thought she was out wide. Osborne. Santos again, who's at the heart of everything Spirited, well, UNSW are doing right now. She's causing plenty of headaches for Spirit. Christopher. Mullins. Toby. UNSW continuing to play out from the back, but it comes at a cost. As Hawkins tries to get the other side of Mullins, but is well marshalled, and Hinson can clean that one up for the hosts. Toby takes the risk and plays out from the back. Here's Santos. Has options left and right. Goes right to Christopher. Christopher continuing to play UNSW. They do keep it in. And some hard work down the wing by Chloe Smith, I think, out on that far side has meant that UNSW have a corner. A chance to extend their lead out to 2. Moore. Toby. Floated delivery, and this might cause problems for Namoto, who punched. Santos puts it on goal, but the whistle was nice and early. As Petkovsky and Smith impeded the progress of Mira Namoto, and Marcela Santos won't get her second of the game. And I might just take this moment to update you again on what's happening around the ground. Sydney Uni are up 2-0 against Apia. Elsewhere, Manly. As we stay with this one here, a foul on Fazari. And now a chance for Spirit to wrestle back a bit of momentum. Meanwhile, Blacktown Spartans still lead 2-1 against MacArthur and Illawarra Stingrays and Bulls FC Academy. It's the Stingrays who lead 3-0. Particularly eye-catching result. The Stingrays continuing their fine form this season. Been a real surprise packet this year, after narrowly avoiding relegation last year. Looks like a substitution has been made. Sienna Hawkins comes off. In her place comes Claire Holder, who's been subbed in and is immediately on free kick duties. And given her proficiency from dead ball situations, the timing is by no means a coincidence. Rattled the crossbar last week in the win against the Bulls. It hit the underside and almost went over. And this time she has an opportunity here. And plenty of respect shown to her. There's 4 in the wall for Alex Hinson. And Claire Holder, her first touch of the ball will be from this free kick. Holder Low-driven cross, and it's put on goal and just wide for the Spirit and Morgan Roberts. Certainly, again, another training ground move by the visitors. So much pace and swerve on that cross from Claire Holder meant that all Morgan Roberts had to do was try and get her foot around it and direct it goalwards, which she almost did, into the bottom left corner. Signs of positivity for the visitors as they try and get the equaliser as they find themselves 1-0 down away from home. As we touched on briefly in the first half, they've drawn all 3 away games this season, the Spirit, staring down the barrel of their second loss of the season and their first away loss as Morgan Roberts looks to change that. Racing away down the wing, Roberts stops and props but couldn't find the options in the centre of the pitch. Sullivan into the feet of Kasha, who is pressed all around her. And Sullivan needs to be careful not to give it away here. Fazari. Kasha and Santos battle. And advantage is played to the Spirit. Roberts has the pace to get around Puxty. First time cross. Easily claimed by Hinson, but you can shift the momentum is swinging slightly in the favour of the visitors. More chances getting forward and a lot more success when they do so. And the introduction of Claire Holder gives them another dimension in attack from set pieces. As Sabine Montenegro not holding back in the challenge. And she's just been told to go back a little. Ruby Sullivan. Marcela Santos dominating this game so far. Foul given away by Petkovsky on Ruby Sullivan, and Spirit can reset. Try and get forward once again. As UNSW will continue to march up the pitch. More. Here is Alira Toby. Quick and close control. Levaskovic with Marcela Santos, who continues to dictate play, this time in midfield. Cassandra Christopher floated towards Chloe Smith. Marcela Santos thought about the shot, decided to let it bounce instead, and they invited the Spirit to get back and win the ball, but UNSW continue to dominate. Petkovsky, low cross, into the box it goes. Now with Marcela Santos, tries to play in Sarah Moore. They work it around the edge of the area. Chloe Smith tries the shot. And it had Nomoto interested, but just wide of the goal from the substitute Chloe Smith. UNSW looking very likely for a second goal right now. They try and put this game away at home and get their second home victory of the season. Mishap at the back by UNSW. Osborne, the beneficiary. Roberts goes down. She felt that she was being pushed. The referee disagreed. Felt that she went to ground a little easy there. Again, a mistake at the back for UNSW, almost proving costly. As the cross comes in, Roberts is at the back post again. Dealt with by Montenegro. Roberts. The throw for Fazzari. No one on the edge of the area. Liratobi at the back for UNSW. Petkovsky with Sarah Moore. Tried to turn around but couldn't. Here is Ruby Sullivan. Feeding between the lines. Finding Fazzari. Kasha. And here's Pridmore. So a moment of stress on the wing for Spirit, but they're able to come out the other side. And it's all about creating good opportunities from here. Kaya Buchanan takes matters into her own hands. Is tripped up by Marcela Santos. Slightest of contacts, but she was late. And again, Claire Holder is all over this deep free kick. This one a little further out from goal. An opportunity to cross with 7 or 8 players making their way into the box for the Spirit. Can't beat the first of the UNSW defenders, but it takes a deflection. And it took a couple of deflections. The first one was off UNSW, the second was off Spirit, and that will be a UNSW goal kick. UNSW happy to take the sting out of things from their perspective, knowing that the Spirit have come into this game as the second half has gone on, and naturally the scoreboard and the state of this game will swing towards the visitors. They'll continue to chase, and there'll be a tendency for UNSW to hold on to what they have, and they have to be careful here playing out from the back. Passes exchanged between Hinson and Puxty, and they end up going long either way. Here is Murray. It's dispossessed by Sarah Moore and tells Levaskovic to get on her bike and start running into the corner. Again, one back, but coughed up by UNSW. Osborne. Montenegro read the pass well, showed good anticipation and defensive awareness. Toby. Chloe Smith back to goal. Sarah Moore. Quick feet. Marcela Santos spots Levaskovic out on the wing. In the ball comes. Cleared away by Pridmore. You could see Marcela Santos was making that run as Morgan Roberts trying to be the benefit of that long ball forward. Again, Spirit's wait for a meaningful opportunity continues. They have to be careful, Spirit. They do give it away. Petkovsky showing good stamina up front to keep the press going and good strength to win the foul as well. And gets a deserving round of applause from the UNSW faithful. A nice newly built grandstand here on campus with the new synthetic pitch. As Toby goes short and goes quick. Montenegro, first time ball. And that'll be a UNSW corner. And they'll like their chances from here. UNSW, if they can get a second, considering how well they've defended, it might prove to be too much for Spirit to overcome. As substitution in the background, it's Cassandra Christopher who's come off. And so the right back's shift comes to an end for the night. I'll come back to you with who was substituted on in just a moment. For now, though, it's with Sabine Montenegro and Alira Toby. Montenegro to take. Floats it in right on Namoto, who palms it away. Can't hold it, but it comes off the back heel of Claire Holder, who was going down the other end, and she does win it back, Claire Holder. And Alira Toby Another professional foul and another yellow card. First one was on Natalie Casher for Spirit in the first half. Second one for UNSW and Alira Toby. And that will bring into play the second substitution for Tony Candy and the Northwest Sydney Spirit. It's Fazari coming off. Nikita Fazari. And now into the final 20 minutes of play here at the Village Green. This game still hanging by just a goal. Marcelo Santos' second of the season, the difference right now. Buchanan puts it into the air and it's flicked on as Spirit try to go forward immediately from it. Osborne gets the touch, but UNSW come forward and there's space in behind for Tiana Petkovsky, who has pace to get to this ball and keeps it in. In a foot race with Sullivan. Tries to get around it, but does win the corner. And that's good work by Petkovsky and UNSW on the counter-attack. Montenegro to take once more. Left-footed delivery. Again, it's floated. It's Will Tessinamoto who punches. Still not cleared by the Spirit. It's come back out for Alira Toby, who puts it back into the box, but no one's there. One back. Petkovsky winds up and wins another corner. Ruby Sullivan. Some good scrambling defense to get out to her. And so confirmation of that UNSW substitution. It's Jasmine Maguire who's come on in place of Cassandra Christopher. Montenegro, who's had plenty of practice from this near left corner. This one closer to the penalty spot. Osborne goes for distance on the clearance. And Roberts is the sole player up for Spirit, but support is arriving. And Victoria Martin, the new inclusion, was offside, but didn't touch the ball. Flag stays down. Roberts still alive for the Spirit. Tavares didn't know that Petkovsky was tracking back. And here is Levaskovic. Tried to play the speedy Tiana Petkovsky, who found a bit of space in behind, but shut down by Claire Holder and the Spirit. As mentioned, confirmation of that change to the Spirit. It's Victoria Martin who's out there on the far side, the left wing position, in place of Nikita Fazari. As Sabine Montenegro tried to dance around the sideline, but ran out of room. Marcelo Santos. Lovely footwork in midfield and directs runners forward. As it looks like Claire Holder's down in back play, the substitute just taking a while to get to her feet. Meanwhile, her team are on the attack. Victoria Martin. Kayla Osborne fakes the shot. Again, just swamped by yellow shirts. And Jasmine Maguire, the substitute, giving away a foul in a dangerous position. And Claire Holder, if she's still fit and able, she was down on her haunches just a moment ago in back play off camera. She's able to take this free kick. It's a similar type of range from where she struck the crossbar last week against the Bulls FC Academy and was mere inches away from scoring. There's no doubt over who's taking this one. It will be Claire Holder. And with 15 minutes remaining, Spirit have a golden opportunity to try and find an equaliser. It'll be Claire Holder. Over the wall it goes, and just over the crossbar. Didn't have enough dip on it. Warning signs for this UNSW defence as we tick down into the final stages of this game. Certainly have to be alert defensively. The Spirit are coming forward and have had chances. But Alexandra Hinson and this UNSW defence are holding on to this clean sheet for the time being, which would be their second of their season, their first in 6 games since their 5-0 win against the Emerging Jets. Namoto's clearance is a little scuffed. And aside from the importance of getting 3 points this afternoon in this game for the first grade ladder, it's also 9 points on club championship, which is vital for UNSW. They currently sit bottom of club championship coming into today's games. As mentioned, the side that finishes bottom of club championship will be relegated as Toby couldn't get enough power on the shot. And equally as important are the other grades, the reserve grade and under 18s. They also contribute to club championship. It was UNSW who picked up a 2-1 win against Spirit in the reserve grade game before this. As Roberts trying to use her speed down the wing. Checks back inside. Gets back to the byline, deflected. And it will be a Spirit corner. Won't feel like Spirit have all that much time remaining, just 13 minutes left, but they will have chances. And if the last 10 minutes are anything to go by, there will be a handful of them coming their way. As Claire Holder looks to create one from a set piece. Up goes the one hand, plenty of power on it, to the back stick it goes. Cleared at the first attempt by UNSW, but they can't get it far enough away from their box. Claire Holder is well spotted by Kayla Osborne, who shapes a lovely whip delivery in. As Erin Pridmore, the centre back, is still up from the corner, still out from the attack. Momentarily left behind, but Kayla Osborne picks it up. Important touch by Sabine Montenegro to divert that away from Claire Holder, but it only means that Spirit have yet another corner in this game. Chance from a similar position here for the visitors. Holder to deliver. Low and driven this time. And better clearance on it by UNSW. So go around the back with Kaya Buchanan. Intercepted though, but Victoria Martin's able to turn and start racing away. Is brought down, still with the Spirit and Morgan Roberts. No penalty coming. And this time it's UNSW's chance to go the other way, but just off the back of Chloe Smith, who tried to duck out of the way of the pass. Attack breaks down for Spirit. It'll be a UNSW goal kick. Just a few nervy moments for the hosts in the final stages of this game. A few half-hearted shouts of penalty for the visitors. A couple of decent efforts on goal as well. Hinson goes short. UNSW trusting themselves and playing out from the back. Puxty. Toby. Looped ball over the top. Namoto will have to come out and collect it, and she does so. And Tiana Petkovsky just couldn't get out of the way, and that is a late challenge. And this will be a yellow for the early first half substitute. Needless there from Petkovsky. And Tavares has somehow been left alone in midfield, and now she's joined by UNSW players, waiting for support to arrive in the form of Ruby Sullivan. Santos is hassled by Roberts and wins the foul. And that'll allow UNSW to push numbers forward and, again, slow down the tide of Spirit attacks that have been coming their way as of late. Alira Toby. Ball forward is intercepted. She'll have another chance, though. And Kayla Osborne a bit too strong there. And is receiving a stern talking to and is being told in no uncertain terms, judging by the body language of the official, that that is her last foul before a yellow card might be coming. Again, it's more chances for UNSW to slow the game down and deny UNSW, or deny Spirit rather. Levaskovic has drifted wide. Toby. Marcela Santos, good first touch. Tries to play in Sarah Moore with the second. Safety first from Erin Pridmore. And now a second goal for UNSW would surely be the dagger. Just 8 minutes or so remaining in this half. Time running out for Spirit to find an equaliser and potentially more. Even if they do find an equaliser, it would be their 6th draw in 8 games this season. And whilst the draw is points on the board for both these sides, considering their form, they'd both like a win. As here is Cassandra Christopher. Puts it on goal, but it was always rising and didn't have Namoto worried. Ball runs out of play, and again, Spirit will now start to become frustrated by some exercising of the dark arts by UNSW. In no hurry to get games going back underway. As Tavares, if they can spot the crossfield switch of Victoria Martin, she has pace on that far side, but again, UNSW are doing a good job of shutting down the midfield before they can get it out the other end. Buchanan. It's given away in midfield as UNSW really want possession. Both players take a tumble. The referee waves play on. Morgan Roberts in a good area for Spirit. Tavares is making the run forward, but couldn't angle the pass away from Hinson. All things going the way of UNSW as this will be a big win for them. A win which can really kickstart their season in hopes of not just surviving their first season being promoted, but also potentially doing a bit more than that. As Petkovsky rides the challenge of Sullivan. Appeals for the corner. And her appeals will be heeded. Not long left in this game, just over 5 minutes remaining, and it's UNSW who have done a good job of not falling into the trap that most teams do when they find themselves a goal up with not that long left remaining. They haven't sat back, they haven't protected what is theirs, they've gone out and attacked in search of a second goal. As again, Namoto is called into action, and this time she does well and holds on to it. Mullins can't win the header off Roberts. And Maguire has to be careful. She's already on a yellow, I believe, and she does concede the foul. Substitution coming again for the Spirit. It's Natalie Kasher who's coming off. In her place, get confirmation of that in a moment. It's Alexia Hanau. This ball comes in. It's a dangerous one. Sullivan's there, but she's offside, and her header was just wide of the goal. A golden opportunity for the Spirit, denied by the offside flag. It's a beautiful ball in by Claire Holder from the free kick. Osborne. Not a lot of time out there for the Spirit. Just 4 minutes left. Santos. Toby. Morgan Roberts. Floated delivery in, cleared away by Toby, but it'll stay with Spirit. They have a corner, and they have an opportunity to try and get this equaliser. Holder sets herself and gets ready to take. In it goes on the penalty spot. Initially won by the Spirit. No one clears just yet. Here's Pridmore. Blocked away by UNSW. They survive for now. Spirit are coming again though, but it's all hands to the pump right now for UNSW as they try to defend this lead. Only a couple minutes remaining now. Valuable seconds ticking away for the Spirit. Mullins wins possession back, but Martin's not giving up the ball, and her tenacious work in staying with the challenge has won her side a corner. As now the attacking onslaught begins for UNSW. A couple of corners in quick succession they've had to deal with. Spirit piling on the pressure. Holder. This one to the back post. Pridmore was rising for it, but there was Amanda Levaskovic, the tall attacker, using her height to her advantage there. As Claire Holder has run all the way across to take this. Holder again, another corner for the Spirit. Floated delivery, Hinson thought about coming for it, not cleared away by UNSW. Away from goal, but not out of the box just yet. Anywhere will do for Alira Toby, even if it means conceding a throw in deep in their own half. Only a couple of rolls of the dice left for Spirit as they push forward for the equaliser. Holder with the long throw. It's deep enough into the box. In goes Pridmore, wins it. It's here with Martin. Unable to bring it under their control and shoot are the Northwest Sydney Spirit. Hinson clears it over the sideline. Spirit in a hurry now into the final minute of regulation time. And there'll be a substitution. A double substitution for UNSW, and this might take some more time off the clock. It's Sarah Moore who's coming off. This is a single substitution for now. Another substitute is being prepared. come back to you with who's just come on. It looks like it's Maria Romeliotis. That number 68 jersey. There she is there making the challenge. As Smith goes over the top, and the UNSW back four pushing their line forward, trying not to sit too deep as we're into stoppage time now. At the discretion of the referees. Chloe Smith has found Levaskovic. And she goes for the corner. Is pushed down, and that will be a UNSW foul, and it will be a free kick for them in the corner, and you think the ball might just stay there for a little bit as they try and shield it and waste away more valuable seconds. See, Levaskovic has gone over to support, and again they'll keep it in the corner. They'll take the throw as well. Her and Alira Toby trying to shield things and stop the Spirit from running down the other end. Again, depending on how much time is remaining here, we don't know. Of course, no fourth official, and that's a high foot. And this might be the last chance the Spirit get to go forward. Sullivan sends it forward. Tavares has runners. Morgan Roberts was one of them, but it's intercepted. As Tavares a bit too strong on the substitute, Romeliotis. Toby sends it back into the Spirit defensive half. And keep it is the cry to Chloe Smith. Gets into the corner. And here is Sabine Montenegro. And this is exactly what UNSW want. Controlled possession in the attacking half to keep it away from their own end. Levaskovic has the juggling skills, but I'm not sure that's exactly what was in the plan for UNSW at this stage of the game. You can see what she was going for, trying to play in Chloe Smith over the top. And Petkovsky was onside. Chloe Smith wins possession though. Marcela Santos gets across Tavares. Goes through the center of the park, and Leah Puxty is the easy pass. Now Montenegro. Levaskovic able to turn around Sullivan and heads to the corner. It's an important win for UNSW. They break their winless run, and it's their second win of the season. Marcela Santos' goal early in the second half, the difference, and you can see what it means in their celebrations as they hope it starts a bit of a mid-season run from their perspective. A deserved win for the hosts. They look good in the second half as they walk away with the 3 points this evening. It's been Will Constantinides on commentary for you from the Village Green. We hope to see you next weekend on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel.